Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Yojimbo, and this is another film from Akira Kurosawa for the hashtag Filmsgram Movie Club, and we're giving it one last go before things shake up and taking a look at some hidden gems. So this is another one from acclaimed Japanese director Akira Kurosawa, and another one of his samurai films, and I remember watching this and thinking this was really familiar, and then having to look into it because Fistful of Dollars, the spaghetti western from Sergio Leone, is this film. It's just a remake. And you throw in Clint Eastwood as a gunslinger instead of Mifune, who is this ronan who's walking around, comes to this town, and I just love the setup of this town. He walks in, there's a dog with a human hand in its mouth, and you're just like, yep, this is that kind of town. And you have Mifune's character and Senjuro, who just walks into this town, gets into a scuffle, straight up just kills two guys and chops another guy's arm off. And you see that arm fall to the ground, and you're just like, this is violent. This is violent. And he starts walking away, turns to the Undertaker, and just like, 2 coffins, maybe 3, and just yeets some change over him and just walks away with this. Mifune has this perfect stature about himself, this way he walks, the way he stands, that makes him unique. It makes him stand out, especially in this town full of a bunch of warriors for these 2 warring families. What I love so much about the story is you have Mifune's character at the center here, who is trying to figure out, do I get involved in this? Who's it worth siding with? And at the start, it just seems like these are just 2 warring gangs. It's like, whatever. It's a gray area. And it's just like, I could work with them, I could work with them. Who's going to pay me more? Does this look, he sides with this one group, and they're looking headlong at the other one, and there's like this 7-foot giant with this giant hammer and this intimidating looking force, and he's just like, nope, goodbye. But the story gets more complicated because he starts to realize that there are some stronger, compelling reasons to side with one side or the other. And it becomes more of a complicated situation than just like, who's going to give me more money? Is it worth dying for this money? And you have these actual situations where it's like, bad things happen, and you start to get this particular side that's showing there's a darker things that this one gang's doing that this gang's not. And you start sympathizing for one side, and then you see the struggle that Mifune's character has to go through to figure out, what am I going to do in this situation? What did I get myself caught up in? And you see him beat down and vulnerable, and you see these horrible things happen, and leading up to this fantastic blow-off climax that, like, it's so iconic in Fistful of Dollars because of, like the metal plate thing and like the body armor. It's different because it's like he just starts going in with a samurai sword and just cutting people down, because you can tell his character's on a whole different level than everybody else. But it's the interesting journey of figuring out who he's going to side with. And this is more of a popcorn kind of samurai film. I feel like this, like Rashomon is a much more like high artistic kind of film, and Seven Samurai has a lot of deeper commentary, but this still feels like it's something that's really worth experiencing. It's a lot of fun. And then you think from a filmmaking perspective, there's just pieces to this film, like you have composer Masaru Sato, whose score is fantastic, balancing like trumpets and percussions, really erratic, and such a great variety in percussions. It gives such a unique sound. Kind of sounds a bit like the Planet of the Apes soundtrack with its percussions, and then you have those softer like woodwind flutes going through there. It's just so many layers to it. And then you have the cinematography. This is so well shot. There's one particular shot that I love. Mifune's character climbs this tower, and it's just this wide shot, and you slowly start seeing like my hands in this shot, he's like, my head is him, and you have the two armies coming at each other, like slowly like juking at each other, and it's just this beautiful shot. And this just Kurosawa and the cinematographer elevate this film with fantastic filmmaking, beautiful black and white cinematography. I have this on an old Criterion Collection DVD, so like it didn't even fit the aspect ratio on my HD TV, but it's still such a great, beautiful film to look at. Yojimbo is a fantastic film, such a great ride, and plenty of fun. And also go check out Fistful of Dollars, because I think it's just as good, just in a different way. And those are my thoughts on Akira Kurosawa's Yojimbo. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.